Yes, welcome to the African Liberation Stage. It's good to have you in the room, my sister, and anyone else that is here waiting. Yes, thank you for liking the videos and sharing them. I ask that you may continue to do so because this is important that we grow together. With others and subscribe to the channel if you have not. We are here to help you to liberate your mind, and that is very important. Yes, thank you guys for coming in. I really appreciate love to see you guys in the chat room. It's always nice to have company, especially companies that people that you share these views with, spiritual minded ones that are into the place of upliftment, moving forward into the future, because we know that there is a grand future coming ahead for those who are spiritual minded. What I want to discuss tonight is very, very important because of everything that is happening today, right? This is of vital importance because, and the reason why I say that, there are some people that are still waiting on the system for their liberation, right? That is where the problem comes in. When you sit down sometime and even listen to some of our brothers and sisters on YouTube, they are mixing in spirituality with politics, in the sense, when I say mixing spirituality with politics, is that they are looking for some ways to see politicians come to their rescue, in the sense where they, for instance, even in Africa, you will hear brothers and sisters talk about, these politicians that are coming on board right now. Maybe there's a takeover in a country and they will think that this politician is going to do good. And I keep saying to brothers and sisters, if politics was the answer, our problem as carbonated people would be solved already. But it's like we still don't get it to a large degree. If any of these things was going to solve our problem, like our brothers and sisters in the Caribbean, for instance, they are waiting. You hear they're talking about CARICOM and how these meetings that they're having with the African continent and all these different things now, how they are going to move into the future with free trade. All of these things are distraction, my people. None of these organizations are there to save us as the carbonated people. They are not there to save us. They don't care about us. And that is the part that you need to understand. All the politicians is doing right now is saving face, trying to save themselves by getting you to follow their protocol of whatever they are doing. A lot of our people are asleep as regards to this, because we have to put the system aside. Everything that the system comes up with needs to go. Everything that the system is coming forward with, we need to push it back. We need to let it go, because it is not going to produce anything that is good. And that is the place and the space that we need to find ourselves with. It is to just say the system is never for us. And if the system is never for us, when is the system is going to come all of a sudden now and try to rescue us from all of the things that they have planned for the people that is going to meet their demise? The reality is that there's a lot of people that is going to meet their demise. People don't like to hear when you say these things, but it's true. A lot of people out here, a lot of our people out here, when you listen to them, their brain is not catching up with what is really going on. And I'm not in the space of being awake. Is a lot that is going on. So you have to slow down sometime and think, reason, listen, because the system will play you any way that it can. We should not be looking to the system for no answer right about now. Nothing in the system, nothing that they tell you, as long as it have to do with politics, religion, the education system, none of these things should matter to us. That is just a matter of fact, and that is, it shows that we are not thinking. if we think that somehow some part of the system is going to come to our rescue. It is not. It's plain straight up the truth. And again, as I said before, the truth is the hardest things to accept. So that is a space that we have to come from. We have to come from the space to overstand in a stand. That when you come to the space of truth, many is not going to come to your aid. So a lot of us, our mind is on lockdown, so to speak. Yes, my sister, I know what's going on in Jamaica with the tourists. They are not fighting for anything. A great deal of them is rolling up there. There has never been a normal for us as carbonated people. So we don't even need to speak about normal. You see what I'm saying is no normal. And if you think that things is going to roll backwards, something have to be wrong with you up here. Things are not registering. So we have to come to that space where we realize that nothing is going backwards. I don't use the word back because nothing is going backwards. In order for things to get better, I'm telling you, my dear brothers and sisters, it is going to get worse because what is coming must take place. And all these things that is happening now, once this is over, it will never happen again. It will not happen again. You see, is the time of liberation. And time of liberation for us as carbonated people have nothing to do with politics or religion. Do not mix up spirituality with religion. And that is where a lot of us get it twisted. We are thinking religion and politics, religion and spirituality is the same thing. No, it's not. These are our ancestral way of living, our ancestral ways of existing, and our ancestral ways of knowing. They knew what was coming even before it took place. That is the power that they had within themselves. Many of us, as carbonated ones, receive that power within ourselves, the power of knowing, because we become in tune with ourselves. We get to know and accept ourselves, and that is where we need to be. So we need to pay attention as to what is going on in the system and why it is happening. And we don't, even though we look at it, we listen to it, we hear it, we don't get it twisted and think that the same system that needs to go is going to save us. That is where the problem lies. I see so many things happening around us. Even when you look at people are protesting, these people, they knew these things for quite a long time. They knew that these things was coming. It is not nothing new. It is being talked about. The scientist has been saying it. Doctors has been saying it. All kind of people has been telling people, wake up and go do what you need to do. You have to start and you have to fight now. But people wait until it hits them. Think about what I'm saying. When you look at police officers, firefighters, and all these people going out to talk about their protesting, the same police that was beating people in the street is the same ones that are out there talking about their protesting for their rights. They didn't know that it was going to come on their own heel. You see, that is what's going on. Until it hits them personally, then that is when they're going to say, I need to do something. But it's too late for them. It's too late. So that's what I'm saying is this is where we need to come into the space where we don't sit down and wait until it's too late to do what we have to do. Those of us that are spiritual minded realize that protest is not going to solve the problem. It's not. It's a spiritual war that is happening, and it is coming into the physical. And physical, you must know what you are willing to do. You have to stand up and you must take whatever measures you have to take in order to protect yourself and the ones you love who are spiritual minded like yourself. You will gain the power whenever you need to move into the direction you need to move. That power will come within you when the time is right. And so we must exercise patience. We mustn't get impatient because things are changing. So now we have to look at everything, measure them, go deeper and deeper within ourselves, and understand what is taking place at every given moment. Our ancestors will never let us down. Our own spirit of intelligence within us will not let us down. All we have to do is listen and pay attention. Once we listen and pay attention, we're going to know what is happening before it happened. We're going to know about these things because all the evidence are there. All the evidence is there to show us that yes, it is coming. I tell my people, a long time ago, I've been saying, there's a famine that is coming. I hear a lot of people talking about it now, but I've been saying this for a long time. Is a famine coming, my people? And if you don't prepare, and if you don't get ready and stay ready, what do you think gonna happen? I am showing you that these things that we were saying, because our ancestors and the universe put these things within us to reveal them to you, that you may know before these things take place. We're not talking about no Bible. People seeing these things happening and saying, oh, it's fulfillment of the Bible. No, the same people that write this book, put it together, is the same people that is bringing judgment upon the people. They are the ones, they are the so-called gods that you are trusting in and think that one day they're going to save you. And even if you see some hologram in the sky that they're displaying and saying, oh, this is Jesus is coming, our God is coming, don't believe these foolishness. There's no such thing. But if you are wise and intellectual, you will know that these things are set up for the people. They are setting up the people for the kill, so to speak. Just look around you. When did you ever see on this planet government, the entire world over, forcing people to do something that they really don't want to do? But the people feel that they must comply. They feel that they see that something is behind it. We already know. We already know. Those of us who are awake, we already know. Doesn't make sense, never makes sense. But are we awake to these things? Are we in tune to say, yeah, we know that it was coming and we see it happening right in front of us? The question is, what are you going to do? What am I going to do? As I said, it is not the many that has become awake. Don't be fooled by that. It is never the many that change things. You go and look into history. It is not the many that change things. Is it the many that is running the world? It is not. The people that are running the world are few and far between. Think about this. Let me give you a scenario. In the days when they had our ancestors on plantation, sometime one family of 100 of us on a plantation, one, maybe five or six people in that family, and they had 100 of us on that plantation working for them day and night for free. You see how it works? That is how it works. I'm not saying some of our people, I'm saying some of our people, they put up resistance. But I am saying to you, if you look at the numbers, it is always that way. It is never the majority. The system that you're looking at is the Goliath. Those of us who've come awake are the David. We know that these things, what they tell you about in Bible, never took place. You have to see yourself in that place. You have to be the decider. You have to look at how you need to help to dismantle this no good system that is have you under oppression and your ancestors under oppression for centuries, for years, for decades, hundreds of years. It has been doing this. But we at this time, as a people, are going to be the game changers. We are going to be the game changers, the one who going to say no more is the willingness on our part to stand up. We are the ones who decide material things does not mean anything. We are the ones who decide all of these things that the system have to offer, they are worthless. They are useless because we knew that when we come on this plane, we didn't bring anything with us. We didn't bring anything with us. And when we leave this plane, we're not going to bring anything with us. So, how is it that material things should mean something? It doesn't mean anything. So, we have to put all of those things aside. We have to remove ourselves from that space. And we have to think outside of the box, so to speak, to realize that these things are vanity. And if they get you caught up into the system in any way, it will take you down. That is what they want to do. They have everything there set to distract you. You have to remove yourself from all of the distraction that they are coming at you with. You should remove yourself. If you are spiritual, then you are growing. And so the more you grow into spirituality, the more you realize that material things doesn't worth anything. Soon this paper money that you have will not be there anymore. Money will be a thing of the past. They will tell you, oh, this is, online currency and all these different things. But the current is always changing. So it doesn't really exist. These things that we think is something is really nothing. You have a brand new car today and you will wash it and clean it every day because it means something to you at that moment. And you might do it for a month or two or three. But after a while, you see the person and you see the car and it's not the same car because that person don't pay much attention to it anymore. You see what I'm saying? So I'm just showing you material things is just on a short-term basis that you feel good about it. Anything material is only on a short-term basis that you feel good about material things. If you notice and you can think within yourself and you can see when you own a new bicycle, a new car, a new house, or whatever, it wears off very quickly. Because if you buy a house, you're going to come under the burden of the mortgage payment or the car payment because you are a slave to the things that you own. So the less we own, the less of a slave we are. You see what I'm saying? This is the space that we need to find ourselves in, is a detachment from the system. Let it crumble, let it fall. That's what we have to do. We have to let it crumble and fall. We don't want to become a crutch to the system in no way, shape, or form. That's just the reality. Let it do what it does and let us do what we need to do. None of us who call ourselves spiritual people should be trying to save or prop up the system in any way. You will hear some people say, well, if I don't do this, then what am I going to do? How am I going to? You see, if we wait until the last minute to start to think about these things when we should be already prepare ourselves for what is coming. It is not most of us, and I'm not saying all of us, but most of us, for the most part, if you come into spirituality, let's say 2 years, 3 years ago, these things you should be aware of by now. You see what I'm saying? You should be aware of by now. My point is that I am saying once you become aware, you must continue to take action. We can talk. I can talk. I can tell you all these things. But if you're not put it into action, what is the purpose of talking? It's a waste of time and energy. You see what I'm saying is it's a waste of time and energy. You realize now, right? And they might cut me off for this, but you realize now that most of our people that you see on YouTube, they are so afraid that they can't even use the word vaccine. On fear. That is what they do. But we give in to the fear. And the more we give in to the fear, the more they impose the system on us. The system of a movie that they call the blubber. I don't know if many of you guys ever seen the blubber, but the blubber it starts small and it just grows and grows and it starts to devour everything in its path. That is what the system has become. It becomes the blubber. You see what I'm saying? It is just swallowing up everything in its path. You see what I'm saying is, welcome in apple cider. I am saying that this is what is happening. And I also want to welcome everyone else in the chat room. Just let you guys know, not ignoring you, truly appreciative of all of you that are here tonight. So, you know, so that's the space where I'm saying that we need to see what is going on. We need to accept what is going on, right? And if you are not sick and tired of a system that is oppressing you, a system that is trying to destroy you, then something is wrong with you. We have to come to that space where we realize, we understand, we understand what exactly is taking place right now with the system. It is not there for us. It is not there to make things better for us. We have to realize that it's not going to happen. You see what I'm saying? It is not going to happen. And this is where we have to realize okay, we're sick and tired of being sick and tired. Yes, you have to reach that place in order to make changes. Many of us will come to the point, and that's why I tell our people you have to think about what you eat and how you eat. Because right now, if a famine should come, think about this, my brothers and sisters. When a famine come, right? Prepare in your mind that you may have to only have one meal a day. So now you have to start thinking that way from now. Because if you don't start to think that way from now, guess what is going to happen down the road? When food shortage kick in and the famine kick in, how are you going to survive? Are you going to run to the system and say, oh, I don't have no food, so you have to give me some food? Then you have to bend to their will. This is where the rubber meets the road. If you stay ready, you never have to get ready. So your mind have to be prepared. You should have enough things put aside that you can say, you know what? Today I'm only going to have this. And it's for your survival. Because many things that the system has tell us that we need, we don't truly need it. We don't really need to have 3 meals a day. That is just what the system taught us. But have we ever sit down and think about these things and say, really, I don't need 3 meals a day? You see what I'm saying? So they put us in this, in train us these in these ways. You have to have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Says who? Who come up with those ideology? Is that the ways of our ancestors? Is that the way they used to live? Those are questions we have to ask ourselves. But I will tell you this. One thing I know, once you trust into the universe and your ancestors, because your ancestors is also in you. So you have to trust in yourself. But when I say that, you have to realize that you will always be provided for, but you must trust and know that that is going to take place. You will never be lack of what you need. I didn't say what you want. You will never be in lack of need. You will always be provided for. That's the reality. Know that. Don't believe it. Know it. The more you know yourself, the more you will know these things, the more you will understand and overstand. You know, when your sight get foggy, you ever drive somewhere on a real foggy day and it's like you can't see no more than about a quarter mile. Certain country, a quarter of a, because of that's how they want you to be. But on a clear day, especially if you are up on a mountaintop, you can see miles and miles away. So when we become clear within ourselves, when we learn to trust in ourselves, not in Jesus, not in the system, then we will start see very, very clearly. And that is the place and the space where we need to be. It is that we trust in ourselves and that the way is always going to be provided. It is amazing, I tell you this, when you learn how the system operates. And once you come to that place where you can see, even when you're not looking for these things now, they appear in front of you because the truth is always there. They don't really hide things, they just distract you that you don't see the truth. Don't hide things. A thief is always looking for the hidden things. They know all of these things. So they don't hide things. They just distract you. And once they have you distracted, they can put the truth and wave it in front of you all they want and you will not see it. But once you step away from all that distraction and really step into yourself, you start to really see everything becomes so clear that everywhere you look, you're seeing it. I'm sure many of you, brothers and sisters, can attest to that. You see what I'm saying? You can attest to that. So, yeah, we need to invest within ourselves. If you have a place, if you live especially in the country, plant your garden. That's what I'm saying. If you can get a greenhouse, then do that. Because we know they are doing everything to destroy even the outdoor crops. They are doing those things. We see it. All of us who are doing some farming, we see the acid rain. We see how they making sure that chemical is falling from the sky to destroy the food that is out there. Right now in Africa, there's places right here. I'm sure many of you guys see that on YouTube. There's places in Africa that is snowing. And these are country that grows food. Imagine that. You imagine people in Africa seeing snow. If you don't see that something is totally wrong with these things, I don't know what to tell you. Sometimes when the rain comes so hard that it destroys the crops. It's not normal. Nothing is normal. So they find a way to destroy everything that you will not have enough to eat. That's what they're doing. But I'm saying, trust in yourself. Follow your instinct. Learn the ways of your ancestors. Study the ways of your ancestors, how they used to live before. Because there's many, many things that you can survive on. Many things that you can survive on. Look into these things. Study these things very carefully. Meditate on them. You will be guided through all of what is going to take place if you are open. if you are spiritually, truly spiritual. Saying spiritual and being spiritual is two different things. When you are spiritual, you know yourself. You love and accept yourself. That is spirituality. So I am saying that is the space and the place where we need to be at this time. Go deeper and deeper within yourself, my sisters and my brothers. You need to. You have all the answers within you. You just don't know that you did, but it's there. You see, it is there within you. Once you meditate on these things, they will open up to you like a flowers. Yes, it will. You just have to know. Never ever feel like you're powerless because you're not. The power is within you. The power is not outside of you, it is within. Just wait and you will see. When you need it, it is going to be there. The energy and the vibration is arising. You will not get what you need until you need it. That is where it's at. But you must trust in yourself. You must be patient. Patient. You see, and you must be disciplined. These are the things that is going to get you through. Patience, persistence, and discipline. And knowing and loving yourself, it is really going to get you there. Accept what you see when you look in the mirror. Never depend on this system for anything. Turn away from it. It is not there for you, it is against you. You must know that. Once you say spirituality, once you say ancestors, and once you know the universe, and once you know that there is no God or no Jesus coming to rescue you, but you must rescue yourself, you are your God. You are your Jesus. The only person that can save you is you. You know that for sure. Yes, we have those that will assist us. We know that. But you have to be willing to save yourself first before you can be assisted. You see, that is the reality. Well, my brothers and sisters, I give thanks for your time, for your energy. It is always good to be here. It is always nothing but love. Know that. So I'm thanking you guys for your presence as always. I always ask the ancestors to continue to guide all of you. I ask the ancestors to give you the power when you need it. I ask the universe to always turn in your favor, and I know it will. So I always wish upon you all you need, that it will be fulfilled. I give thanks for your time and your attention, my dear brothers and sisters. One love, peace, as always, and prosperity in all things.
You want to answer some of the comments?
Places, right? Because this is their intention. So just know that if you have loved ones there, if they are not spiritual, there's nothing you can do for them. And that's just being honest, right? Like I said, the only one you can save is you. And if you are spiritually awake, it's a wonderful thing, you see. But that is my advice on that right there.
Someone is saying that persons are flipping this spiritual thing into a religious thing, using it to scam people, saying that they're tarot readers and so spiritual healers and stuff like that. So you want to say something on that? Just for the money, like it's church.
It's always unfortunate that some of our people. will always try to come up with some scam game in whatever we do. If it's spirituality, there's people that is going to go off it. If there's money can be made, they are going to try to make money off spirituality. We know that already. So my thing is this, like I said, just what I'm saying. If you don't feel that vibration within you, if your spirit tell you not to do something, don't do it. Right? Don't follow. When you go on YouTube, if people are coming with low vibrational way of thinking, don't get caught up in it. Cut it, leave it, and move on. That is my advice. And you know when people are scamming. You see what I'm saying is, and as I said, a lot of our people, all they are on YouTube is to make money. You have to know who are here for you and who are here to give you the truth, raw, clear cut, no mix up. We don't deal with that. So
Do you want to talk about the cashless society?
yeah, we talk about the cashless society because the cashless society, I mean, like I said, it is not going to do us as spiritual people any good because I'm going to be honest with you. If you don't take, a vaccine, you're not going to be able to operate in the system. It's just plain cut clear. You're not going to be able to operate. Is you're not going to be able to go to the bank. You're not going to be able to go to the supermarket. You're not going to be able to function in any of their society. And you got to be prepared for all of this because it is coming. It is true. We must accept it, right? It is not going to change. Just accept that where you at, you must accept what is going on. You must be prepared for it because it is coming. It is not going to change. It is going to get worse. They're pushing you or backing you into a corner. That is what they're doing. And if you don't bend to their will, then you are a dissident from the system, right? That is what it is. So
So NTK dot NTK asks a question. Hey brother, I wanted to ask what is the purpose of the jab slash the vaccine?
the jab slash the vaccine. You know, as I said, a lot of people are using words because they don't want to be blocked off YouTube. They don't want to be suspended from YouTube. All of these things, what they are doing is, they are trying to avoid their money being. I'm not saying everyone is here to make money, but they're trying to use words because, like I said, the system is bullying people and people won't push back. But as I said, even when you're going to school and you realize sometimes is the smallest boy in the class hit the big bully and said no more. So you can't be afraid of bully because people don't want to say these things because they're scared of losing. Look, I'm sorry, my dear brothers and sisters, but if YouTube take me off a year tomorrow and I can come and speak to you no more, just know that I have spoken. I know that I've been here for years telling you these things and telling you that they're going to be coming. So I'm not afraid of if YouTube say I can't be on here no more. You see what I'm saying? It's just the way it is. But I don't walk in that kind of a fear. I refuse to. You see what I'm saying is because as once you let this fear mongering come into you where you're afraid to say this and you're afraid to say that because of what they're going to do to you, it tells you that the system is in a space where all it is doing right now is playing the big bad bully. And as long as you accept the bully and you don't do nothing about it, the bully is going to keep bullying you. You have to put a stop to it. That's just the reality. So, as for me, I say what needs to be said. That's just the way it is, right? Because I'm not on YouTube. I'm not sitting on YouTube saying, oh, I have to make this money or whatever it is. I'm not. Because whether I have money or I don't have money, it don't make any difference. You see what I'm saying? Money is not going to save you nor me. It is only a means to an end. That's all it is, right? And soon, like I said, you will have no more paper money. So we don't need to sit and worry about these things. We just need to live We need to look out for those who are spiritual around us. Those are who we need to uplift. Those are who we need to build. Is the spiritual people. Connect with those who are spiritual. Don't worry about those who are physical. And I'm telling you this because it's important. Whether they are physical family, yes or no, you have to realize that they accept where they are. You must accept where you are because it's a separation that has taken place, right? You choose yourself, they choose the system. That's the difference. So, what I'm saying is that we have to let that go. Whether, no matter how much I might love my mother, no matter how much I might love my family, they choose the system. I have to accept that, right? And it have to be okay with me. I don't need to mourn for anyone. I don't. It might seem cold, it might seem careless, but it is the reality, right? Be true to yourself. It is the reality. Do what you must. Because, like I said, even if you have a son or a daughter, you can't save them. If they don't want to be saved, what can you do for them? You're going to tie them up and carry them along? No, it ain't going to happen. Even in their Bible, they tell you when this time come. And these are things, like I said, they took some of these things from our own people and they used because there was our ancestors that was talking about these time that we're living in and what is going to happen. So they talk about the time was going to come when two people were in the field. One was taken and one was left behind. All of these things, two were in the same bed. One was taken and one was left behind. You have to understand what these things mean. Sometimes you have a wife, you have a son, you have a daughter, you have a mother, you have a brother, you have a sister. The fact is that they don't choose spirituality, they choose the system. But you choose spirituality. So what you gonna do? You're gonna try to serve two masters at the same time? No, it ain't gonna happen. So you just got to decide what's the best thing for you. As everyone have to decide for themselves, especially when your children come of age, they will make their own decision, just as you. So that's what I'm saying right now. Make sure that you make preparation for those who are in the same space as you. Look out for them, connect with each other, show each other love, unify with each other. Because most of our people, even when you hear some of our people say spirituality, we're still fighting against each other. If you're spiritual, you will not be fighting against each other. You will be helping each other. And if you find yourself fighting against each other and say you're spirituality, I got bad news for you. You see what I'm saying? I got bad news for you. You see, my sister, I got bad news for you. I am saying once you become spiritual, it's about helping one another to grow in any way, shape, or form that you can. That is your duty. Selfishness must go out the window, completely out the window. You see what I'm saying? Let that go. Realize the importance of unity. Unity is strength. The only way you can overpower a strong man is less you in his own house, you have to bind him up. And once you bind up the strong man, then it's over. But if the strong man is there and those with him are there to battle against you, cannot overpower him. So two is always better than one. And if it's three, it's better than that also. So I'm saying is that this is where we come in, right? Is where we unified, where we strengthen each other, where we grow together in oneness. That is the reality. Is what I'm saying. So that is the space. If you have something, you should be willing to share it with your brothers and sisters. You should not be afraid. Because if you're afraid to share it with them, then what spirituality are you saying? No, one can't tell me that. When material takes precedent over spirituality, you're not spiritual. Because that can never be the case. I know that. You see, so I don't worry about none of those things. I know what I need to do and I do what I need to do. And this is the place and the space where we need to find ourselves, is where we help each other and don't sit and think about, I help this person or whatever. Don't look for help from that person who you help, but just help each other and help the person out of the goodness of your inward self, is what I'm saying. So I know there's always ones in the chat room that they want to know certain things about particular peoples and things like that, but I don't get into those things. I'm not even going to be honest with you, comment on certain things or people, because it's no need for that. I am here on YouTube to enlighten my people. If you are with the truth, I'm not saying if you're with me, if you're with the truth, because whatever I say to you, I am telling you the truth. And the reality is, as long as you are willing to let the truth penetrate and sink deep within you, then that's all we are all about. Is what I'm saying is, I am here to enlighten and to show you what needs to be. All of these other things is not important. You see what I'm saying? Brother Kweku cannot save anyone. Brother Kweku is the man who has come to spirituality, and I decide to share these things with my people because it was put to me to do that, and that's what I do. I don't do it for payment. I don't do it because of this, that, or the other. I do it because I am true to myself. Because if I true to myself, I'm going to be true to my ancestors, and I will be true to the universe. So I am doing this not for payment. I am doing it because I love my people and I want to see my people escape what is coming. You see what I'm saying? I want my people to be able to stand up and say, yes, I did what I needed to do because I choose myself. I choose to save myself. And that is what is important. You see what I'm saying? So I'm a man of truth and I will always tell the truth, even though the truth will always stand alone. That is just the reality, you see. But as I said, I wish all my people to prosper in all you do. And I wish that the ancestors will always guide you through. I know they will. And I know the universe will always turn in your favor. And I say, I don't wish you peace because peace is, if you have a piece of something, it's not enough. To say, I want to give you fullness of mind. You want your whole mind, not a piece of your mind. Because if you have a piece of your mind, someone else have the rest of it. So I wish you wholeness. I wish you strength and power. And I know that in short order, you will see a lot of things changing and you will know why they're changing. So, my people, my dear sisters and brothers, is love as always. It's good to be here and it's good to vibes with you. Have a wonderful rest of the evening. Thank you for tuning in to the African Liberation Station. And thank you guys for subscribing to the station. And we look forward to reasoning with you some more. Have a wonderful night.